Hey everybody, welcome back for day 22 of our business building challenge. I know we took a little bit of a break, not intentionally. We had a lightning storm hit at our house and it hit some of my computer stuff and it has like rocked my world for the past few days. I believe I have finally got everything up and running the way it's supposed to be again, so we are going to continue on with our little challenge here. We are still working on the knowledge is power section. And as I told you, we've watched a couple of videos kind of going over the compensation plan and how it works. But now we're going to kind of start getting into it a little bit more detailed, because knowing how your compensation plan works is going to help you know how to make it work for you, to make you money. So we're going to look at our compensation plan. This right here is the compensation plan summary chart. This is available in your back office and your resources. If you need to remember how to get to that, you can go back to the previous challenge where we studied that and you can find that. So anyway, this here shows a list of the different ambassador ranks and shows what qualifications you must meet to reach each of those ranks. We're not going to cover those in today's stuff, but I am going to cover these in a little bit more depth in another challenge in a few days. So y'all hang tight with me and we'll explain these a little more in detail, but this is just an overview of what you have to have in order to reach each rank. But today we're going to start talking about sections number 1 and 2, the first 2 ways that you get paid. And that is your retail commission, which is paid on your personal volume, and your retail override commission, which is what you earn based on the personal volume of your level 1 ambassadors. So we're going to cover a little bit more in detail how these work and how to make them work for you to make you the most money. All right, first off, we're going to cover what the definition of personal volume is. Personal volume is an amount assigned to each product, which is the amount that your commission will be based upon. This is a copy of our price list that we have available to us, again, in resources. I have blocked out the prices because, as we know, these videos are on YouTube. We're not allowed to post our prices publicly. So I blocked out the prices, but you can tell which column that I'm speaking about, so you can figure out what I mean when I'm saying PV. When you're looking at your price list, you'll see, like, you've got the body cream. It'll have the retail price here, the preferred price, and then the ambassador price. Okay, the PV columns is showing the amount that you would actually get paid commission on. We don't get paid exactly full commission on every product. Now, Plexus Slim, we do get paid the full amount on it. Everything else has been assigned a PV number, and that's the amount that you will get paid commission on. And most of them are super close to full amount of the price, but there may be just $1 or so difference in most of them. So that, like I said, it's really close to figuring it up by price, but you're actually going by the PV amount that you find in these columns listed PV. All right. Now, we're going to look at how to make your PV work for you to your advantage. And we're going to look at 2 different scenarios. We're going to look at this. The first scenario is we're going to look at you finish out the month with 495 PV. The second scenario is if you finish out the month with 502 PV. That is a 7-point difference in those 2. Okay, that's not a big difference. $7, not a big difference in what your PV. But we're going to figure up, if you have 495 PV, we're going to figure out your commission, which is the commission that you're paid on your personal volume. All right, so we remember the first 100 PV, we don't get paid any commission on. That's how Plexus uses that first 100 to pay your uplines above you. So you would take the PV that you have and subtract the 100 from it, which gives you 395. All right. If you have 0 to 499 PV, you are going to receive 15% commission. So you'll take that 395 and multiply that by 15%. If you don't know how to do that on the calculator, remember it's 0.15. So you'd multiply by 0.15 on the calculator to get your 15%. All right. which brings us to a total of $59.25. That's not bad on PV. I mean, hey, that almost covers your bag of Slim. You're good. You know, there you go. All right. And then we're going to look at if you finished out with 502 PV, what are you going to come out with? All right. Of course, the same way with that one, the first 100 PV, you don't get any commission for. So you go ahead and just subtract that from your PV number, which gives you 402. Okay. Once you reach 500 PV, your commission rate goes up to 25%, which means that you get 25% on everything over the 100 PV. So it's not like you only get 15% for the first $4.99 and then it changes to, you get 25% on what's over 500. No, it rolls back and you get, if you make it to the 500 mark, you get 25% commission on everything you sold. So you subtract the first 100, like I said, as usual. Now you're getting 25% commission, so multiply by 0.25. And we come up with $100.50. Okay. Do you guys see the difference right there? A 7-point difference in your PV made a difference of $41.25 in the commission that you're getting paid. So what I'm saying is if it's the last day of the month and you see that you're sitting on 495 PV, I would suggest, if there was any way possible, for you to go online and order something, a sample pack or something that just pushes you just over the 502 or just over the 500 mark of PV. Whatever's the smallest thing you can order just to get you to that 500 PV. Because look at the difference that made in your profit. And then if it's a product that you don't really need, you don't really want, something like that, you can, okay, if you order a sample pack, you can use that to do a giveaway. Great business builder is to throw that sample pack on Facebook. Everybody comment and I'll do a drawing and give away this sample pack. And so you've spent a little bit of money. You basically doubled your income there, and then you have a product that you can give away to build business, okay? So it really pays off in the long run to pay attention to how much PV you have close to the end of the month, because if you need to move up, this is a way to move you up. So that's one way that you need to know how your compensation plan works to make it work for you, okay, guys? Now, the second part of your commission that we're going to talk about is the retail override commission. You receive 5% commission on all PV over 100 of your level 1 ambassadors in your downline. So and we're not going to do this one quite as step-by-step as we did the last one, because now you guys see how PV is figured. So figuring out the PV of your level 1s that you're going to receive is the same process. You're going to take their PV, subtract the first 100, because we don't pay anything on the first 100, and then take that result and we're going to multiply it by 5%, because remember you get 5% commission on all PV from them over 100. All right, so you've got 3 ambassadors, and each of their PV, and when you multiply out the 5% that you're going to get, you receive 55 from this first ambassador, 22.10 from this one, 33.40 for this one, which is a total of $110.50, which is really not bad considering that was really work that you didn't have to put in. Those ambassadors spoke with the customers. They took their time. They answered the questions for you. Sometimes, yes, they may have a question they can't answer. They're going to turn to you for the answer. But for the most part, your ambassadors that are under you did that work for you, but you're getting just a little bit of a gift, it's like a gift of a little bit of extra pay coming from them. It's not a huge amount, but it's some, and it starts to add up. The more ambassadors you have on your level 1, the more that number is going to add up. So that's a really good, knowing that is also to kind of keep in touch with your ambassadors, see how their PV is going, and make sure you keep a paycheck coming into them, because that helps a paycheck come to you too. So then you look at, if you add those two numbers together, you've got your compensation retail and then your override retail compensation. Which is this is what you've earned. We're gonna base it off if you had your 500 PV that your 502 that we figured out in the first slide. This is what you made off of your sales. Here's what you made off of your ambassadors' sales. Look at that, you made more off of their sales than you did off your own. All right, and then your commission total for just that portion of your paycheck is $211 for the month, which is not bad. I mean, no, that's great, guys. I mean, it's really a lot more simple than you realize to get to that 500 PV mark. And it's a lot more simple than you realize to just get your ambassadors to, make just a little bit. And you earn just a little bit off of them. And when it adds up, it all starts adding up. All right, so that's the first two sections of the compensation plan and how they work. And tomorrow, we're going to delve into a couple more sections of it. And like I said, I want you guys to understand the compensation plan completely, because knowing how it works is how to make it work for you. All right, so make sure you stay tuned in tomorrow, and like I said, always, I'll post a challenge with a couple of questions for you guys to answer today. Okay, so you guys have a wonderful afternoon.